There is one stock that is about to break out, in my opinion. It is the parent company of Teimu. Teimu makes the tiny Chinese items that you buy online. It's an e-commerce app, e-commerce website. It's a lot like if TikTok and Amazon were combined. The stock looks like it's ready to break out. China stocks had money flowing into them last week, and they're shaping up nicely. Cathie Wood buying Baidu and Alibaba doesn't hurt. So let's get into the chart. Let's get into the reason why PDD, the parent company of Teimu, is the company to buy right now and what they do.
This is Sam Putnam.
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 So here's the chart right here. It doesn't get prettier than this. Compressed days, big flag. When we zoom right out, we have this massive line coming down and change of character breaking through that line. But before we get to where to buy, what levels to buy at, this is what P2 does. It's Pinduoduo. That's the best I can do for pronunciation. It's an e-commerce platform, lower cost goods, social commerce. If you've seen TikTok live selling, if you've heard Gary Vaynerchuk yelling about this, he likes to talk about online versions of garage sales. It's massive in China, $40 billion or more, and it's only a few $billion in the United States, so that's coming to the US. This company operates Teimu, okay? And it's coming to the US, so that's part of the growth story is live selling could come onto the Teimu app. If you've ever used the Teimu app, it's basically like using a casino. It's gamified up the wazoo. This is a challenge, okay? 40% profit decline compared to a year ago. This company got yammered by trade policies, the tariffs. But they're one of those companies that actually can't afford to raise prices. So they are trying to invest and get higher quality products. So if you feel like the stuff that you buy off Teimu is just, not great, you're not alone, but they are working on it. And this is actually okay to not do share buybacks or dividend payouts. That's not really a big deal. Sure, if it was like the Apple of China, then you might be worried, but it's not. It's more like the baby version of TikTok in China. So let's get back into the charts. We understand what we're doing here. What we do on this channel is we look for 3 to 5 day bursts of momentum. So you can see here's a burst, 20%. Here's a burst in one day, it's 20%. Here's a burst. And this is a change of character where we were going down. We have this line coming across, and all of these lines here, different colored lines, are coming together. And you can see where they all came together back here in mid-2023. We had this burst upward. This is actually more than 3 to 5 days. But if you sell half 3 to 5 days and you let the rest ride, well, you might sell here, you might get up here and then say, whoops, now it's going down, I'll sell here. You probably don't sell at the top, right? But the point of the 3 to 5 days is even if you get one of these and it goes down, you still sold half, so you're still making money. And that's why I can come up with so many stock ideas here and still have them be money-making ideas, because I'm not saying just hold them forever. Teimu survived the tariffs, okay? We can literally see on the chart what happened here. This is 2025. This is the tariff start, right? You see it in the overlay in the background. This is the SPY in the background. and this is late February. The SPY started to go down, started to get pretty volatile, and PDD also went down. Okay, this may not look like much. This is about a 30% decline from 120 down to like 100. Pretty significant. Massive drop in the SPY. PDD sort of weathered it. And now it's coming out of this long flag. So we'll jump into exactly where to buy, levels, and a daily chart. But before we get there, let's again look at why this company and sort of keep the attention focused here in case you're more interested in what they do. There could be challenges with shipping. If you've looked on TikTok, a lot of the items that they're trying to sell have no shipping cost at all. It's free. Teimu does have shipping costs, so there is competitive pressure there. Alibaba also is a competitor, but despite all these risks, which we've talked about, the tariffs, if it's actually okay to lose money on these orders because they have such low prices. Now they're trying to raise the shipping, but they have to compete with TikTok. TikTok makes money with ads, so they don't need the shipping to be super high in the beginning. So they're still making money. Of course, people are going to complain that China just has a lot of scams and rip-off items. And of course, there's the whole Chinese Communist Party Jack Ma uncertainty where anything could happen. But despite all those risks, Teimu's hanging in there. And all you can really say is these type of reports can keep coming out. You know, rip-offs, competition, tariffs. And if we look at the actual chart, this thing is breaking out, okay? It's following the market finally. It's turning around. So what we do here on this channel again is we follow the chart. We don't follow just a fundamental reason. You notice I don't even talk about the price to earnings ratio, the PEG ratio, the discounted cash flow valuation, beta, long-term debt. You know, probably should look into debt a little bit for a lot of these companies, but it's baked into the chart and we're not having to hold this for months, okay? Talking about 3 to 5 days. And even Kathy Wood, if she was a little more agile, I'm not saying she doesn't have technicians who are agile, could get into it. She has $6 billion, right? So if she puts maybe 5%, which is, you know, way more than her current positions. And Baidu and Baba, I think she's put like 1% in those stocks. This is Baba. This is Baidu, which also looks excellent, which I'll talk about. But let's say she puts 5%, let's just grossly exaggerate, of $6 billion, that's $30 million. And this stock alone trades 5 million shares times $100. That's 500 million. So less than 1/10 of that is 50 million, is 30 million. So she could get into this without much slippage in a single day. So if she can do that, how easy could it be for us who are not putting 30 million in this stock, right? And that's all that to say. Everyone is seeing this flag, and that's why it makes it exciting. It's not like we're looking at a tiny stock making a flag. Not that this is a tiny stock, because the number of shares traded is insane right now. But I was really thinking more about an intraday flag. This is why day trading is so challenging, because you might see a flag, but there's not much volume traded here. So this can just break, and not many other people might have this same exact setup. Like, look at that, I'm on a 30-day 1-hour chart. What is that? It's got all this like shades and different color lines. And over here, these lines come by default on Robinhood, just to show you how widely used they are. So when they all come together, everyone sees that. And that's why so often you see these type of breakouts. I always talk about, look at AppLovin to give an example of how these things can really go, where everyone sees this type of flag, this line, and then when it goes, boom, it can go. So that's PDD. That's the play. The lines to look at is about the 130 whole dollar level going all the way back to July of 2020. Well, this is actually August of 2024. July is a little bit before. It's more than a year ago. So a lot of those people have even sold, but it still visually appears on that chart. It will be noted by some algorithms likely as a pivot point in the past, and certainly by people trading it. And there's a ton of people just like you and me, including traders who trade hundreds of $1 million, who trade with their eyes. So 130 is an important level. We're right there. So you can risk $1, make 10, 20. And importantly, again, if it goes up, say 10% from here to 142, say, ish, whatever it is, 145, 140, you sell half, you just locked in $10 a share. And then if it does pull an app, which, this is rare, but if it does go up $100, $200 a share, well, you can just let your half ride because you've locked in during the day. So if it has crazy gaps overnight, doesn't matter. Okay, you can see PDD does get kind of gappy overnight. So that's why you want to sell 50% at 10% up. That's the safest way I can give a recommendation. So that's the stock. That's PDD. I'm not going to jump too much into more about it, but this is a major piece of news today. OpenAI did introduce instant checkout today, which means you can buy things through ChatGPT. Etsy went crazy, as well as Shopify, because they're helping out with that integration. So you can buy from Etsy sellers and Shopify merchants soon, which is anyone with a Shopify store, which is a lot of people, including huge companies as well. They use Shopify Plus. So that's a huge partnership. They're already partnered with Stripe, which is a massive private company in the tens of billions, if not more. So this is the big news, and PDD basically held in there on that news. We could look at similar tickers. We kind of already did with Baba and Baidu. There's some other Chinese companies as well, which look okay. And there's the Chinese ETF Yin, which is similarly flagging. So that's the ticker. That's what they do. And if you like these type of stock ideas, if you want to get them in a timely fashion, this video might come out a little bit after it's recorded. Head over to stockscommunity.com. Try it out for $25 for 7 days. Give it a little test drive, see what it's like to ask any questions you might have, and get some stock ideas morning of and see how they perform. This is not financial advice, but I hope it was helpful. Hit that subscribe button if you want to see more ideas.
This is Sam Putnam.
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 This is Sam Putnam. This is Sam Putnam.